So, just got home. Been testing out this fragrance for a few days. This particular fragrance, Enchoku. And this is by Barrett Fragrance. You're going to get that just beautiful, like, just that presentation on this. I've been super impressed with his new rebrand with the gold metal plates and the silver metal plates. The sort of rib design on that cap. The sort of embossed logo right at the top, the nice and weighty feel and presentation on this has been supreme. I absolutely love this, and just having these in my collection, it just feels great to see these lined up in the collection. Atomized on these are great as excellent as always. And this particular scent, this is fall. This is fall and winter. With this particular scent, you're gonna get like a spicy, resinous, deep, sultry, almost incense like plum. It's going to be some oud in here as well. It's going to make it real dirty, real deep and dark. And I love the way that this one comes off. When I first smelled this, I was comparing it to Andy Warhol or something like that. It was some other plum scent that I was comparing it to because I recognized the plum note. And I was like, oh, this smells like Andy Warhol a little bit. Not realizing that these are entirely two different fragrances. You know, they're not going to be the same in any way besides the plum note. This one is, like I said, it's boozy, it's deep, darker, sultry, it's sort of dirty, has like this grungy, um, dark night. Um, I don't know, I don't want to say sinister, but it's something kind of brooding about this particular scent that I really like and that I really enjoy. This scent has notes of cinnamon, saffron, Japanese plum, plum blossom. Martell has liquor, camellia, if I'm not mistaken, cypress. It has oud, amber, benzoin, pear, as well as vanilla. This scent is it's very full. There's a lot of strength. There's a lot of muscle going on here. Very resinous. It's a very like a peppery sort of a resinous vibe that you're gonna get when you smell this. That cypress in there is gonna be really loud, really green and sharp, but it doesn't overpower anything. You're still gonna get a lot of this like dirty resinous ooh that's gonna come through majority in this fragrance. That plum is kind of like this I want to say a blanket because it doesn't blanket the fragrance and it doesn't necessarily anchor it either, but it does show up and have some very key highlights within the fragrance. Oh man, it smells so good. So we're gonna try this out on skin here, and like you get like a lot of bright green in that immediate opening. Bright green. That Immortelle comes in. I want to say the Immortelle has like this sort of dry herbal, almost light airy licorice vibe, if I'm not mistaken. But whenever I've noticed that Immortelle is in a fragrance, that tends to be like the vibe that it has or some of the attributes that it has. Something in here almost comes off like a peppery cold leather, and then you get that warm resonance sort of a vibe that's going to come in as well. So it's not completely like a straight warm fragrance. It has like this cool airiness to it, but not in a refreshing summer way. This is nothing that I would want to pull out in any kind of weather that has heat. This is a cold weather weapon, a winter weather weapon. It is it's bold. It has this sharp vibe to it. The herbs in my opinion kind of really infuse well with that amber, with that I think amber or benzoin that was in the base. It really infuses well with that. The fear, I'm not sure exactly how that comes off. It looks just by looking at it like it'll be some sort of a pine balsamic vibe. I'm not sure how that actually comes off on its own, but I could imagine that the immortelle as well as the cypress coming together and really having a lot to do with that push that you get. Very bright, vibrant, energetic, but not in a fresh kind of way. It's just It's real punchy. Has like this sort of a funkier oud that kind of comes in. It's not an animalic kind of a oud completely, but there is a little bit of a funk that's in there. I will probably be led to believe this could be attributed to some of the florals that may be lingering around in here. I'm not sure what camellia smells like on its own. I have to do some more research on it, but that's what I'm getting. Like this sharp green, funky floral. You're getting like a dirty, sultry spice in that base. Getting this plum that kind of just lingers back and forth through all of those. I wish the plum was a bit more prominent. And this one, the herbs and the resins are a bit more prominent. And the plum kind of plays like a really nice background as it dries down a little bit more, get a little bit more sweetness. It smooths out, evens out a bit more. Really enjoyable scent. Like I said, the strength on this one, it lasts for quite a while. I get easily around like 9 to 10 hours with this fragrance, probably more. But I tend to wash fragrances off after so many hours throughout the day because I'm constantly putting on different fragrances. So I no longer really track, longevity like that. Don't really track projection like that. But this is one that you don't want to be doing a whole lot of, 20 clips, 30 clips. You don't want to do a lot of that with this. Very nice scent, very impressionable. Has like this almost like this bright sort of fresh floral funk that's going on in there when you get in that opening. It's just weird. It has a lot of moving components. It's not a stagnant fragrance, in my opinion. It has a lot of different moving components. It transitions and does a few things differently, but it kind of does them fairly quickly. It doesn't do a lot of slow transitioning, or at least to my nose, it doesn't. A lot of these transitions that I'm getting so far is a dirty, sultry, peppery spice in that base, that sort of funky, fresh, airy floral, and that sharp, punchy sort of green herbal. All of those kind of happen like fairly quickly and fairly right close to each other. And so you just get a fragrance that seem to be doing a lot, going in a good direction. Is very very nice the way it's blended. To be honest, I have smelled better variations of this. And I think it's because of how pleasant the other variations are. With the plum note kind of coming forefront more so than the other components. The plum in this one to me comes up a bit more later on in the dry down, which I can appreciate that as well. I'll drop the link in the description where you guys can check out this particular fragrance for yourself. Barrett has a ton of fragrances, and he's been constantly upgrading his collection, constantly upgrading his inventory. So definitely check him out. And he also has the new sort of travel size atomizer. I have one on my desk, and I don't know what I did with it. Said it's probably in my bedroom, but he's been kicking out some of those, some of the travel size. I believe it's like a 10 ml, and it comes in like a white casing, a white display case, or travel case with the black font. Really clean and just polished looking presentation on that. I'm gonna do my best not to edit this video, so that is it for this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I will catch you guys soon.